Hello, my name is Zach. I work for Go Creative. I'm a business assistant support, and I've been working here for about just over a month now, about 35 days. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Elena and I will be interviewing Zach to find out about his experience with apprenticeship so far. So to start with, why apprenticeship? Why did you choose that route?
Well, it was always, I'd done sixth form for 2 years because I kind of liked school, the friend aspect of it and everything like that, so I decided to stay on. And at the end of that, I was kind of wanting to go to university. But after much thought, I thought, I didn't really know what I wanted to do or what university I wanted to go to, so I thought I'll try an apprenticeship. So luckily my friend Alex is working for QDOS now, and he kind of set me up and introduced me to QDOS and said, right, this is what they're like, they do IT and things like that, which is what you're interested in. And so I thought, yeah, I'll research them, looked it up, applied for one of the jobs on one of the apprenticeship websites, just literally typed in Google apprenticeship, went on there, typed in something IT based and applied for the job, and QDOS rang me up and wanted to chat basically with the job vacancies that they have. So,
Alright, so which job did you apply for?
Which job did I apply for? I applied for a assistant kind of administrator, working on computers, filing things and doing other like behind the curtains things in companies for a company called NJ Print Screens, which were based in Barwell in Leicestershire. And I originally applied for it because it was, like I said, it was IT based, but I wasn't really bothered kind of what job I wanted, just something to do with IT. So I went for that job, and then QDOS rang me up and gave me other jobs, really, offered me other jobs, so which I was quite happy about. So yeah, all worked out.
Alright, so QDOS offered you the Go Creative position,
Yeah.
and you thought, well, I'll go ahead for it.
Yeah, I just thought, go ahead with it. There's no harm in going for the interview. If I don't do it, then I can just try for another one and they'll get me another one. So I went for the Go Creative interview. Went for one interview, lasted about half an hour, maybe not even that actually. And they rang me up a few days later saying I got the job. So
Alright,
that was all
so
good.
that's quite an easy process.
Exactly, yeah, very easy process.
And was it your first interview?
The one for this company, Go Creative, was my first ever interview for a job, yeah. So I'd been told that if I didn't pass the interview for one job, they'd try and find me another job until I probably would get a job. But luckily for me, I passed on the first interview and got the job, which is where I am today.
So it sounds like an easy process.
Yeah, it was an easy process, yeah.
So what do you think got you the job?
I'd say, going for like apprenticeships and things like this at these kind of companies, it's not more to do with kind of the grades that you get at school. I mean, I did enjoy the grades that I get. I was proud of the grades that I got, but I don't think it was kind of an important factor in me getting this apprenticeship and job. It was more to do with my interests and experience and my attitude towards it, basically. What I enjoyed doing, how I work, all things like that. I think that has more of an impact rather than your grades, I personally say. So, yeah.
So when you first started here, which is not a long time ago, how do you feel it's different to what you've experienced before?
I'd probably say I've grown up quite a bit since then. I mean, the first few days I was kind of acting a bit like I was at school again, kind of in sixth form, which I know they say you kind of like treated as an adult, but you're not really. They kind of patronise you a little bit, kind of treat you as a child. So going into the first kind of workplace that you've ever been to in your life, you kind of still act a bit like a child. But over the weeks and the coming months, our experience, they kind of treat you as an adult and you learn to adapt to that kind of environment, surroundings, and it works to your advantage because you get on with your work, you talk to everybody around you, you get on with everybody, you can ask for help at any time, and yeah, you're just an adult really, treated as an adult, which is good.
So you travel to work. How do you travel and how long does it take you?
I'd say I get up at about 6:30 in the morning, maybe 6:45. Get to the bus stop, which is in Zackary, at about 7:20, The bus arrives then, takes about 15 minutes to get to Hinckley, which leaves it about 25 to 8, and then from 25 to 8 to 8 o'clock, I usually walk to work, which is in Sketcham Meadows Industrial Estate, so it takes me about 20-25 minutes to walk here after getting off the bus.
So it's an hour each way?
About an hour each way, yeah, if you add it up a bit, yeah.
So from when you were at school to now, do you get tired from long days and 2-hour travel?
Yes, I do, especially at the start, like the first week or two, because I was used to, because I'd left sixth form and I'd done the apprenticeship about 6 weeks after I left sixth form. I had that 6-week window where I was like going to bed at like 2 in the morning, getting up at like 11:30, which I get enough sleep, but my body clock's kind of screwed over.
Yeah.
So joining the job, it was kind of a shock to my body because my body didn't expect it. So I get up at like 6:30 and then get home at about 4:30, 4:45. So that's like 8 hours at work, 9 hours at work, and then the time after that, and then go to bed at like 10:30. So I get enough hours of sleep, but my body's kind of adjusted. So yeah, I do get very tired.
What is it like now? Are you adjusting to?
Yeah, my body has adjusted to it now. Yeah, so I do stay up a lot later on the weekends, I must admit.
Yeah.
But say on Sunday and things, I kind of calm down, get to bed at about 10:30, get up at 7:30. So yeah, my body's kind of prepared for the next day. So that's all good.
So describe the job that you're doing at the moment.
Basically, the job that I'm doing is I'm a business support assistant for Go Creative. So I deal with things such as, basically we have a thing called critical path, which is basically a path that leads from when we have the product, when we've purchased the product, the purchase order, when the customer wants a certain product, to us designing the artwork for it, what day it's going out, what factories need to be contacted, all that stuff, all the way to the end where when they receive the product, which can be as much as a year and a half to like 6 months or something like that. So I'm basically like in charge of the milestones. So the first milestone could be piffing, which is collecting all the information about the product, the dimensions of it, the weight of it, all that kind of things. Then moving on to red seals, which is where we contact the factory and say, yeah, we're interested, here's what it is, here's what it looks like, can you produce that for us? To the artwork, where they design the artwork, the packaging, the barcodes, all the little things that you never think about, but actually do matter. And then you sort all that out, and then you've got gold seals, which is where everything's A-OK. You take that to the factory, and then they go to mass production. So I am in charge of that long kind of cycle of a product, basically. Yeah.
Do you feel you have learned quite a lot on the job so far?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah, because at the start I chose an IT course to start with because I'm interested in IT and I enjoy it. So I knew quite a bit to do with emailing. I had my own Hotmail address and things like that, but when I joined the job, there was still a hell of a lot to learn, basically. So I use Hotmail at home, so using professional emails like Outlook and learning and getting more understanding of Microsoft Office programs like Excel and Word and things like that. I'd say I'm still learning all the time. I've only been here for a month, but what I've learned in the month is quite a big kind of chunk of information shoved into my head. So yeah, hopefully it'll calm down soon. But I've been kind of rotating between learning and work, so they devote certain hours to working and then certain hours to learning. We do that every week, so it's kind of a routine cycle. It's going quite well.
Do you have like a dedicated mentor?
At the moment, yeah. I have a dedicated mentor. Her name's Charlotte, and she basically is head of our department, which consists of about 4 people who are members of the critical path kind of report team. They kind of make sure everything's going smoothly and we don't have to kind of get other people involved or make sure the deposit's paid on time and things like that. So yeah, Charlotte's head of that, and if I'm ever stuck or anything like that, I can just refer to her and she'll help me out. And yeah, it's basically just a team effort. If you're ever stuck, ask help. There's no point just staying there and not knowing what you're doing, because it's a waste of time, really.
And obviously you've got this job and you got it quite easily.
Mhm.
How do you feel you've been supported by Kudos?
How do I feel I've been supported by Kudos? Basically, at the start, before I had this job, Kudos were kind of there. They kind of set me up with it. So they introduced me to how to do emails, how to do interviews, interview skills, all that kind of thing. They gave me tons of information to look through and make sure when we get contracts in from wherever we're working, say the Go Creative contract, work contract, make sure everything's okay and you checked everything. So they've helped me a lot through that. And also when moving into the workplace, I get like emails saying, oh, you've got induction day here where you come in, like do kind of a class, kind of a lesson thing to do with IT training, and help me improve my skills with Microsoft Office programs and things. So I've got a recent one coming up on the 6th of November, which is a Tuesday, I think.
Yes.
And going in there for a few hours, they'll teach me some new things that I can then apply to my job, which will make my job easier. And get me the qualifications at the end of the year, hopefully.
Absolutely. And what advice would you give to a person that would be applying for an apprenticeship position?
What advice I'd give, don't worry too much, because I didn't do that. I worried a hell of a lot and it really isn't good, staying up late hours and things. But make sure your CV's okay, check through it with your parents, anything like that, if they think it's okay. You can look on the internet and I'm sure Kudos will help you when you've applied for them, but they've got CV walkthroughs and they show you what important bits you can put where and how to lay it out and things like that. So a good CV is a good thing to have, as well as interview skills. Because this is my first job, I didn't really have many interview skills, so I kind of needed to teach myself how to do it. So looking online, reading things, talking to people, asking their experience of interviews and what it's like. So basically CVs, interviews, work on those, be prepared to have a different body clock and it to be annoyed at you a lot of the time, having different hours of the day and things. But apart from that, CV, interview, and be prepared, basically. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Zach.
Thank you very much.
And we will catch up with you once you finish your apprenticeship.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.